You know what? Sometimes we want to blame Gen Z for everything, right? We just want to blame them for everything. And that's what us adults do, really. We just blame it on them. And we'll do it right now. And all the jokes about Gen Z are all for comedic effect right here. But right now, they don't want sex on TV or movies. This is going to turn to the 1950s. No, not really. Let's read the article. This is from the Hollywood Reporter. It says Gen Z wants less sex in movies and TV study. A new study from UCLA breaks down exactly what Gen Z wants to see and not see from Hollywood, and some of the results are surprising. And it all came down to the swim dipping scene from the new Jennifer Lawrence film No Hard Feelings, which is a really good romantic. It's a really good watching comedy. I really recommend it. It's quite funny. So if you haven't seen it, I think apparently it's on Netflix right now. So I'll check it out immediately. It's really well put together. But there's a scene where the whole concept of the movie is that her and that her character finds a Craigslist ad. She needs a car, and these these helicopter parents are like, look, our 19-year-old son, he's about to hit college. He hasn't have a girlfriend. He hasn't got laid. He's not social. Can you at least pop his cherry before he goes to college, right? And because we experienced where we were in college and we were banging over the place, and this guy's not. What the hell is the problem? And what we find now is he's sheltered, and two, he's like stupidly sheltered, and two, he is the old fashioned. He wants to know the person. He's very romantic. He's very the hopeless romantic. He wants to know that person before jumping into any sexual relationship with them. But one of the scenes that happens when Gemma Lawrence's character tries to break the ice a bit is to go to the swim, and that is go to a beach and swing dip, and peer pressure him to do that, and he does. And of course, you got these 20-year-olds saying like, "Ha ha ha! Would it be funny if we just took these clothes away from these swimming dippers?" And J Law's character is like, no way, and busting in and beats the shit out of them and beats the crap out of these guys. But she's in the nude, and you see everything. You see butt, you see boobs, you see if she's shaven or not. Like you see the whole plan, and it's starting to debate. I'm like, it's a water comedy, and and it was there for comedic effect. It wasn't meant to be sexual. It wasn't meant to be a whole, look how hot Jennifer Lawrence is. It wasn't any of that. It was a scene that is meant to make you go, oh my god! Like it's meant to be terrifying and like this fierce and and go and let you be like terrified but also laugh at it at the same time because you're like, oh my god, what am I seeing? Anyway. So that's the point, the origins of this survey. Let's continue with the article, shall we? No sex, please. We're Gen Z. I mean, you shouldn't have to have sex because you're underage, but, there's that. A new study conclusion. Let me start again. A new study conducted by UCLA found American viewers between the ages of 10 and 24 wanted to see less sex on screen. AKA, 10, 11, 12, maybe even 14. Where maybe hormones and puberty hasn't really hit them much. I don't know about you, but I'm not expecting much of them saying, of course they don't want to see sex on screen. Of course they don't want to see romance on screen because they don't, there's no, I don't know, I'm trying to find the right word, there's no, for them there's no reason for it yet. It's like, why, what's romance? Why, people like each other and this thing called sex, what's that? Oh, I don't want to know. Yeah. Now, it's interesting with 15, 16, 17, 18, all the way to 24, they don't want to see that stuff. That's quite interesting. Um, and that's quite interesting to see. But it is interesting when they say 10 to 24. I'm like, wait, there's a whole chunk of it where, like, puberty hasn't even hit them. So, I don't understand. Anyway, in fact, a slight majority of 51, a slight majority of 51 of 1,500 surveys said that they want to see more content about atomic relationships and friendships, which I will agree. Because even when I was around their age and I was watching TV shows like the CW, DC stuff, like Arrow, Flash, Supergirl, Batwoman, that whole thing, I was like, God damn it, the ships. Does every damn show, anytime, I kind of got quite annoyed that if the moment there's a male character, a main male character, and the moment there's a female, basically the moment there's a new sexual attraction, people want those two characters to be. And I'm like, the opposite sex can be friends, people. You realize that. Can we just have a friendship? Can we have, everything that they do in a typical relationship stuff, but they're like, no kiss scene. Or if there is a kiss scene, they go, nah, let's just stay as friends. That, I agree with. I'm like, let's see more let's see stories about friendships versus relationships. Which, we're starting to see that, or maybe a little bit of it. While 47.5% said sex isn't needed for most TV and movies. Now, of course, the comedic response for us is, boo, bring on the filthy, boo, boo, Gen Z. But if you really think about, if it's a movie or TV show about a group of sex workers, I really assume there's going to be some sex scenes about the sex workers. Let's be real with that. But I remember House of Dragon, I was like, why is this scene here? Why is this sex scene here? Why, with the first episode? I was like, alright, this isn't there. Yeah, normally, I always like, each scene needs a narrative purpose. And I remember, like, the last sex scene I wrote as a screenwriter, there was a narrative reason it was there. And the context of it was that, and funny enough, the third, I fell in this trap, but it's the whole thing of this one character, she was in love with one of the other characters. That character died. They had a whole game whipped out of them, and they used sex as a way to hopefully we feel what they lost, but through anger and rage and disgust. They just basically the idea is like during the sex scene she's seeing her dead partner, partner, and it's just like fuck you, and just beats the shit out of the guy that she's actually sleeping with, because she's like, why you leave me, and so in a way it's a narrative reason why it's there. 9 out of 10, it's a sex scene because we just felt like it. Or we're just like, hey, what could the characters be doing right now? They could be playing checkers. No, the main two characters are these characters are fucking. And it's like, okay, like there's even a sex scene in the Continental. I was like, why is this here? They could do anything. You could even do the shower thing, whatever. Why is it there? Why is this sexy handcuffs and all that kind of stuff? So I agree with you guys. Gen Z, but here's the thing, we are seeing less and less of it. The board, it's basically, if you're gonna watch a lot of TV, maybe 3 out of let's say you watch a new TV show a month, right? Let's say you watch, 3 out of the 4, maybe half of, maybe 4 out of the 12 shows have some sort, even nudity in it. So, we are less and less of it. With 44% feeling that romance is overused. Once again, that example I did, romance is overused, even through loss. And also, 44% says agree with a statement saying I would rather clean the toilet than go on an online date, aka. Well, sorry, Gen Z. Me, who is a millennial, I'm on Tinder and all that because I'm am 27 and I'm at the point where I'm like, I want a paying job and I want to find the one and I would like to settle down and all that kind of stuff. So yeah. Yeah, so I don't have to say I can, but yeah, online dating sucks. it is absolutely because all you eat is text. There's no tone. There's no connection for text and all that, and all that type of stuff. So agreeing on that part. So you got 2 ticks for me, just then. And perhaps even the most surprising revelation, and this is interesting, the most surprising revelation that is the majority of those of the survey, 56%, prefer to watch original movies, original stories, rather than franchises, adaptations, and remakes. So at least, and as the Hollywood Reporter wrote, who wrote it again? James Herbert. He makes a little joke saying, "Hey, at least, that at least is one thing that the old generation has in common with the new generation, which is give us original stories." But the problem is there are original stories out there, but the problem is that you guys don't go and see it. You like. I remember when Bros came out, and everybody was like, "Why did the movie bomb?" And then, the left side politics was saying because there's a gay hate agenda, and then the right saying because there's a showing that Hollywood's woke and all kind of stuff. And I said, look, the reason it didn't do well was A, you did a shit pile of marketing. 2, it came out in fucking September instead of February for a romantic comedy. And 3, for a romantic comedy, you need to do a little bit more for a pitch than just, oh, the difference is it's a gay rom-com than just than a straight couple. That's normally the leads of this, because all it is going to be and so I wonder why that movie flopped its ass on. But the thing is, every time, so you have Bros, you have Killers of the Flower Moon. Okay, Killers of the Flower Moon is getting a little bit wonky controversy, but you got films that are coming out. You got poster childs of when people say, "Where does Hollywood make original movies?" and you go and say, because none of you go and see it. The Creator is a great example. The Creator is a really good movie, a really good sci-fi movie that came out this year, and no one went and saw it because my guess is because also disaster strike going on, but because none of you guys see it, and Hollywood only speaks money, guys. So if you want to see original stories, maybe you'll see a little bit 50-50, see big budget original one-shot IPs, speak with your wallets, and that's how it's going to be sung. Speak with your wallets. So don't if you bitch about no visual ideas and no visual stories, it's basically on you guys, not because they just see the data, say, hey, you want to see the next installment of this franchise, or you want to see the adaptation of this popular book or novel or a remake of this. Well, tough. Yeah. All that. Anyway. And the other things are other feelings. Racial stereotypes in the survey. Racial stereotypes is shown were intensely disliked, which, no fact. I mean, I always say stereotypes are there for a reason. Yes, there are there are walking stereotypes in the real world, but let's not make that the whole reality. You can have the flamboyant gay character, but for the love of God, balance it with someone who just isn't flamboyant, who just walks and talks like any other person, like any other the ones that you wouldn't know that they were gay. They just walk like a straight person. Business turns out they're gay because there are people out there who are like that. Don't balance it out. That's my opinion. The stereotypes for a reason, but we need to balance out with the non-stereotypes. In fact, having this is interesting. In fact, just having a person of color betraying a villain. If you're just having your evildoer who wants to take over the world, and this turns out the actor is black, they're like, oh, we don't even like that, because it follows by even a character that is a character that's betraying negative traits is also disliked. Now it could also be a sense like, is it a dislike because of the character, that the character's evil and tears, so I don't like the character, so because he's an asshole in fact, or is it like, no, that character's Asian, that character's black, that character's Latino, what have you, whatever it is, and you're, and that because of that, and maybe because of all the negative backlash with that, they're like, oh, I'm sorry guys, I know this is just a character that turns out to be played by actor by a different ethnicity, but I just don't like that. Like, I get you. Stereotypes, I said my piece, but personally for me, I'm like, if a character just turns out to be a certain ethnicity, and they have negative traits, that's humans. Every human being is different, and it doesn't matter what ethnicity and gender you are. Gen Z considered social media to be a polluted media, with TikTok considered to be the most afflicted platform, even though the research is this form as Google recorded in apparently a upcoming thing. So apparently, kind of said, TikTok is popular. They see social media as a piece of media, so that's nothing new. But here's the thing that's quite interesting. Their favorite theme of stories was hopeful, upbringing content with people beating the odds, and people with lives like my own. So they want, which is, they're teenagers, so they want people. It's two things. They want people beating the odds, aka that's why probably a lot of superhero films have made a lot of money. Not as they used to be, but like with Marvel, Marvel Into the Spider-Verse, it's all that kind of stuff. But also they want to see stories about what they can relate. They basically want to see stories that relate to the real world. So all you fuckers who are like, they're only reflecting LA, you can go fuck yourself, go piss on a lawn, and all I care about. Just, anyway. And it ends with a weight of sexual activity, and this is one of the situations where they tell us that Gen Z are having less sex and with fewer partners, and they prefer to be single, and especially with young men, than people in their 30s and 40s. Yeah. And then they just say, hey, it comes from the coming of the it's all that. It's a really quite interesting study. It is really interesting about it. And comment below what you think. And sorry for all the harsh humor out there. I think just because of the context of it, we just want I try and make it entertaining as well. And also give my points of view of what I say. Do I agree with them? Do I not agree with them? And so forth. So, yeah. Comment below. Tell me what you think of this article. I'll put a link to the description below.